Shout out to Kop-Ish.
Shout out to Kopish, guys.
Keep all the good work
the
up.
two legends, Emil Heskey, Howard Gill. Can't get much better than that guy. Yeah. You know what to do now. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm with legends, guys.
Kopish.
Well, if you're this bad man, me a go turn on me rama. Rat-ta-ta-ta-ta, ta-ta-ta-ta. This man time El Shire, this man time El Shire. Rat-ta-ta-ta-ta, ta-ta-ta-ta. Boom, boom, boom.
What? You're not gonna call vibes still.
That's how they reel you in, man, and then they just start spinning and pull you out.
I'm ready for them, man. I'm ready for them.
Big up, everyone. Good evening, good afternoon, or good morning, depending on where you're watching. We are back, Kop-Ish live match preview, and we are delighted to be joined by one Arsenal fan, one ex-Liverpool fan, turned Arsenal fan. So we got the one and only Cecil in the building from AFTV VR Sports. Big up yourself, Cecil. And we also have the one and only Liverpool, Gooner Lee in the building. Brothers, thank you so much for joining us. How you guys doing?
Yeah, I'm very good. I mean, yeah, I'm excited, man. Big game coming Saturday. I mean, my team, you know, we topped our Champions League group, got a favourable game against Porto next round, top of the Premier League table as it stands right now. I'm in good spirits, you know. The T-shirt's not on order yet for Christmas, but, you know, after the game against you, man, there might be a new one. We'll have to see, but no, I'm in a very good place, man, very good spirits. But I've got to back my boy Gooner Lee, because you, man, it seems straight away on him, boy.
Listen.
He brings it on himself. He brings it on himself. Man United review. Who was there? Boom! Straight away, he's up in it. You know what I mean? Actually, he called. He actually called. He wanted to be on loudspeaker. It's like, okay, all right.
Listen, man. I just had to say, December 23rd. Speak soon, man. That's all. That's all I had to say.
Wow, I like that energy. I like that.
So, let me ask you then, Cecil. This time last year, you're top of the league. However, it wasn't as close as it is now. And the only title challenger at the time was Manchester City. You could arguably say there are, I mean, we've got to kind of put respect on Villa's name. As things stand, Villa are in a title race at the moment.
Correct.
Are you a different team to what you were this time last year, though?
Yeah. But that's due to the experience of what happened last season as well. Obviously, there's additions in that team as well. Declan Rice has been unbelievable, and I can't speak even more highly of this player. Honestly, watching him live in the flesh. Listen, I've seen him at West Ham. I've watched him, but seeing him out in the Arsenal top and the way he's only picked up one yellow card so far in plus 20 games, 20 games in all competitions. Like, it's crazy. Like, he is superb. Wins the ball so well. Pushes it forward, even dropping shoulders, and the drives he does, the driving runs. I've seen some of it before, but I'd never realised it would work. One, for Arsenal. Two, at the highest level in the Champions League. He just seems so comfortable. So that's definitely a change. There's better players in the team. And like I said, the experience of what happened last season, our team I feel like they're more equipped this year. I think Arteta's very aware of that as well. I think he realises that, you know, we came up short last season, but we have to learn from it and not just dwell on emotions, because a lot of people said this was the best chance for you guys to do it, and we didn't. But now, we're in it. We're top of the league. I mean, we're halfway through the season. We're back. Challenging again, so I definitely think we're more equipped. Big up Grizz as well there, or football cons. Yeah, I know it's this channel. Big up him as well. But yeah, man, it's just I think we're definitely better equipped this season. Don't get me wrong, there's more people in the race, which I don't know if it goes against us. Like you said, there's a Villa there, there's City, there's you guys. So there's gonna be more competition, but I just feel like Arsenal, it took a bit of time for us to click, but we're slowly getting into rhythm. And I think once the players return, like the Timbers, the Parties, to this team, or make maybe one more addition, maybe in January, I think we're ready to really go all the way. I don't know where he went. All right.
The Gremlins seem to always want to jump into Cal's computer. It's mad.
I think Lee hacked my systems.
Mad team. You got Gremlins, yeah? Yeah, hopefully Kop's calling for them to be loud on Saturday as well. Then,
I was going to say, I think the Cal's internet just represents the talent challenge they're going to have this season. You know, I think it's just a bit shaky. You know, so it is what it is. Yeah, I'm saying.
Oh, okay, I see why you're not saying.
You see it now.
You know what I'm saying?
You
know them false pretenders in and out, but you know they don't really do what they need to do. You know.
If we put a compilation together, the panel show from last year, you would have seen Lee in November, December, January, running his mouth, February, running his mouth, and then what? October, March, April,
What was the line,
and it was just like,
I'm just here to fulfill my requirements.
I'm just turning up so I don't get sacked.
But yeah, no, I think like just answer your question, Andy. I think with, like I mentioned again, better equipped, the experience of last season and that, and just better players. But I think you guys will be up there. I really do as well. I think Liverpool are someone we should be keeping an eye on very closely, because you guys have been there and done it when it comes to being up there and competing with City. So I am aware of you guys, and yeah. So, but listen, hopefully this is our year.
Indeed. Lee, I'll come to you next. So at the beginning of the season, again, I'll be completely honest, I predicted Arsenal to win the league. I still have them as a team to win the league. However, I thought it would be Manchester City pushing until the end of the season. Do you think that Liverpool is your only main rival, or do you think City can still get back into this title race and actually really push you to the end?
Listen, I said that Arsenal are going to win the league. I just felt we hadn't ever seen Man City seen a team win 4 leagues in a row. That was my only theory. And I thought, listen, it sounds stupid, but I thought all the players that, were celebrating an Ibiza, and rightly so, after winning the treble, I thought that was going to hurt some of the Arsenal players. And I'm not saying that they hurt more than, the players that won the league, but I just thought they're motivated and come back and listen. Just to add on to Cecil, everybody knows, what I said about Declan Rice in the summer. I wanted Caicedo. That was my guy. Cecil knows the back and forth we've had about him, about Declan Rice, but this guy's special, man. He's feeling him. I weren't feeling him. And, I'm not going to sit here and, do the shameless thing too much with the Declan Rice thing, because there's sometimes in football, you got to just own up and say, you've been humbled. You ain't right. And the way that this guy's playing is absolutely ridiculous. And everybody's saying the same thing. And shout out to Nicky before we signed him. He said, this is all normal. This is what he's been doing. Yeah. I didn't see it. So I did. I've been famously clipped up on AFTV because I was like, look, West Ham are this and West Ham are that. But yeah, man, for me, like, I'm not here to kind of say too much on anything else. But yeah, Declan Rice is ridiculous, man. So it's a tough one, man. It's a tough one in that regards. But yeah, I just think that we should win the league. I do think we will win the league.
Sticking on that topic of defensive midfielders drift, going into the summer, again, I hold my hands up. I said I wanted Declan Rice. Didn't think we'd have a chance of getting him. You wanted Caicedo. Obviously, we know what happened with that. I got caught. Caicedo. I got caught streaming at 2 a.m. thinking we'd sign Caicedo. Didn't quite turn out like that, did it?
Man said Caicedo.
Don't worry, Mudryk was the same with me, but I was getting ready to do a welcome video. I had a whole thing planned, everything. It was midway through it, and then Chelsea come in and stunk out the place. So don't worry, I've been there.
They do that.
But looking at Arsenal drift, now they have got a Declan Rice in there. Obviously, Thomas Partey's not really been available this season. Do you now look at them as more of a complete team than you saw last season with the addition of Declan Rice? Obviously, Timbers, again, unfortunately got injured at the beginning of the season. Drift, how do you see Arsenal in comparison to how you saw them last season now?
Yeah, I think Rice is probably, the icing on their cake. It's crazy because a lot of people will say they need a gunman, right?
Yeah.
And common sense will tell you that because everybody just thinks you need to have a gunman to win the league. Liverpool won the league and City won the league without a gunman because they had other ways to score goals. And I think that's the way Arteta wanted to go.
We had Salah, to be fair, and Mane. They both put up good numbers.
Well, I mean, the number 9 gunman then, like a central striker. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Obviously, they got Martinelli and Saka. And obviously, we had Mane and Salah. Yeah, but obviously, he's basically doing what Bobby used to do for us, Jesus. Like it is, like that is what his role is. And I don't mean this disrespectfully. He's just a worse version of Bobby, being that false nine facilitator. He's not as good as linking the play and dropping in deeper stuff, but he is really good at doing it still. And it's working for them, and it's allowing the wide players to be able to do what they're doing. Would you say they're going to go out and get a number 9? Because that's probably what Arsenal fans will tell you is the final piece. I think it probably was Declan, because I don't think that Partey's injury record ever held up well. I mean, he's injured again now. Do you get what I mean? And I don't think that Xhaka was quite it. And I think Rice has actually replaced Xhaka and Partey at the same time. It might sound weird, but that's what it looks like to me. Because he could kind of do both of what they both used to do. He can do an 8 or he can do the 6. Do you get what I mean?
I was saying, David Ornstein just quickly, he recently just come out literally just, I think about an hour ago, Max, saying that, they were not, Ivan Toney's looking to stay until the summer, so he's not going to be sold in January. They've said there was no link to Dominic Solanke, so that was false rumours. They're not looking interested in Douglas Luiz either. And in my opinion, Drifty, I was with you, bro, like all this striker hype, number 9 hype, we need a goal scorer, Victor. It all sounds lovely. It's all been around Arsenal news for the past months since we, Jesus hasn't been bagging, but been doing really well in linking up the play. I never bought into it. You don't really see teams sell unless it's astronomical prices. They're number 9, who's key for their team in a January window. So I never really bought into it. I actually think we need a striker to replace Eddie. The Jesus thing, cool. If we get a striker that can score goals as well, we can rotate between. But I just feel we need to upgrade in our number 2 striker more than our number 1. I feel like we can get it over the line with the players we've got. Maybe a cover for Saka as well. I think that's important. I think maybe that is more important than a striker, or someone who can play across the 3, but again, more versatile. So I don't think that is a final piece. I don't know if Declan Rice was the final piece. I think it's an amazing addition. And having Saliba, if we keep everyone, I actually think if we keep everyone fit, well, I think we'd beat everyone generally. If we had Timber, Partey, if we had everyone fit, I generally believe in my heart of hearts, we can beat anyone. And probably win this league. Not comfortably, but for me, I'll be more confident in it. So yeah, I agree with a lot of the statements you kind of just said there. I don't think the number 9 gunman. I think that's just the Arsenal fantasy. If I'm real.
Cecil, I got to ask you a question based on something you just said there. Eddie and Nketiah. Again, I'm not going to sit here and say I watch every minute of every Arsenal game. I mainly catch your highlights unless it's a big game that's on and I get to watch it. But wouldn't you say Eddie is doing a good job as a backup striker? I think he knows his role. Everyone else in the club knows his role. If I'm not mistaken, he's got a good amount of goals this season as a backup striker. Yeah. Would you not say it's a bit harsh to say you need to upgrade on him? And if that was the case, would you not try and get someone who's better than Jesus and make Jesus the backup?
I just want someone. I don't like the word backup. I feel like when you're going for, like, I don't see Alvarez as a backup to Haaland. I see them as 2 good strikers, and you can rotate them, and they can just whoever plays, I'm comfortable with. Well, I don't play Sport City, but if Haaland's starting, if Alvarez is starting, you think, oh, sugar, it's going to be a long day for defense, whoever it is. With Eddie, listen, Eddie's done well when Jesus is injured. Cool, I'm not going to take away from him. I have liked Eddie, and I've liked his confidence when he says, just give me a run of games. I've rated that in the past. But I want a striker that, if whoever plays, there's still problems. I think teams will look at Eddie if he starts and be like, it's a little bit less of a stress than when I see Jesus up front. I want to be constantly then thinking about, who do we mark? If I have Jesus in front of me, he's going to bring in Saka, Martinelli, or how do I deal with that? I think with Eddie, I think you can mark him out of a game. I've seen it. I've seen him against Newcastle United. He has scored some good goals. I'll give it to him. I'm not going to take away from him completely. He's done well, but I think it's time to look to strengthen it. I think if you're going to do that, it's not about bringing in a killer, because again, it's a fantasy. I think you bring in someone that can equal what Jesus can bring, or if not, just a little bit better. So we have constant pressure in that attacking position.
Very fair. Lee, I'm going to come back to you. And obviously, Jesus is a player that we all rate on Kop-Ish. And you see the similarities between him and Firmino. However, one thing that Firmino had that Jesus doesn't currently have this season are goal-scoring wingers who he supported in Mane and Salah. Now, we all know the quality of Martinelli. We all know the quality of Saka. However, you'd argue they haven't necessarily been delivering numbers-wise this season. Is that something that needs to change between now and the end of the season if you are going to get to the ultimate success of a Premier League and maybe even a Champions League?
Well, I think Saka, the problem is he's been getting the numbers, but he hasn't actually got the actual the I say performances more so. I think he's got, what is it, 19 GA or so far. Last season he got 24. So we're only 15 games in, and he's almost accomplished what he did last season.
More so in the Prem though. More so
in the Prem. So in the Prem, I think he's got 5 goals, and in a team for a 22-year-old, someone like his level, we could ask for a little bit more. But you're right. Like, I think the main problem has been Martinelli, and Martinelli's performances have been okay, but the numbers obviously haven't matched up to that either. He's not doing what Saka is doing, where the performances might not match up, but he's also getting, that last minute assist for Luton. So not Luton, sorry, it was Brentford, sorry. He's not getting those last minute clutch goals. So yeah, I think Martinelli is the kind of person that you have to look at. Again, Jesus, and listen, this is maybe where I differ a little bit with Cecil in the sense of it was the Spurs game at home this season when we drew, I think, 2-2, and he had a chance to go score where he could have been 2-0, and I think we would have wrapped up the game. And I think he hit it over the bar, and I think from then I've always been a little bit like, you know what, he's good, but I don't think him as a standalone number 9 is going to be the kind of person to win us the league. And that's where I'm contradicting myself a little bit, but he's a great player. I always go what Lee Judges says. He's so fantastic to watch, similar to Firmino, but he just doesn't get the goals, man. He just doesn't get the goals. So yeah, you're right. Like you can look at the younger wide players, but Jesus is 26 now, and I always go back to what he said when he came to Arsenal. He said he wanted to be the number 9 and get the goals. So if you say that, you can't now back out and now say that you struggle to get goals, because it's almost a bit like you sign up, you meet this beautiful woman, and then she starts to change and she doesn't kind of offer what she did when what was on the tin. And I know, look, people change, but yeah, it's just not really something which I kind of look for when I look at him. But he's a great player, man, and he links up the team so well. But I think you guys were speaking about it earlier on. The speciality that we've got is we've got goal scorers all over the pitch. We've got defenders that score goals. We've got midfielders. Havertz, he's also scoring goals and he's looking good. So, and then we've got obviously the rotational players like Trossard. He's coming in, nipping in a goal here. So we're rotational with it. I think it was 12 or 13 players that have scored for us so far this season. So it's not bad.
Yeah, because listen, our strikers not firing as much, but same with like you guys with Nunes, like, but we're still up there. And I think, I don't know, I don't personally rate Nunes, but you may not like rate Jesus.
Cecil. The man above you.
Just saying.
The man above you's a big fan, bro. Careful.
I'm a big fan of Nunes. Okay.
Yeah. And that's the thing though. It's like
I've had to put security and ring cameras outside my house for stuff I've said about Nunes, bro. Careful, Cecil.
I told you I'm not defending him anymore.
That's the thing though. Yeah, that's the thing. It's almost like with Nunes, you got a guy who can score almost a bit like Son. He scores in these like patches, and then he goes 10, 11, 12 games where he hasn't even touched back of the net. But you get Jesus where he might not score on the regularity, but he's getting those goals which we need. So I can't say too much about like either player. I don't rate Nunes in the way that some of us, but I don't think he's as bad as what people make out. I just think that he just loses concentration, and he actually reminds me a bit of ESR, where he's just in and out of games too much. He fluctuates too much for me, but I don't know.
One thing Lee said there, Drift, that maybe is a complete opposite to our situation is Arsenal have players who chip in all over the pitch. Declan's got 2 winners, one against Luton, one against Man United, effectively before Jesus wrapped up the game. We're very reliant on our front 3/front 5, and at the moment they're not really firing, and we've really seen how drastic that can be for us. Now, we've spoken loads about the whole situation with the front 3, who should be playing, who shouldn't. From a Liverpool standpoint, though, do we need to now spread the goals around the team a bit more, take some of the onus off, especially a Salah, or do we just need the rest of the attackers to do their bit in the midfield and the defense, kind of do what they do in terms of the machine and the mechanics of how our team work?
Yeah, I think the midfield will eventually start chipping in with goals. I think Szoboszlai will definitely start chipping in with goals. Gravenberch will probably get a couple here and there. Endo's already started to chip in with goals, which is crazy considering that's the last thing you would have ever thought that you would get from Endo would be goals, but he's actually chipping in with some goals now as well. But yeah, the front line will get back to scoring ways. I mean, obviously Mo and Gakpo got a goal in the cup game. It was good for them, first goal in 4 or 5 games. Gakpo, and I think first goal in 3 games for Salah. But like obviously he's only got 2 in 5 or 6 as well. But at least they both scored. And we looked sprightly. Do you know what I mean? We looked all right. Jota's coming back to fitness as well, which is going to be a massive boost. Arsenal probably are relieved Jota's not playing because Jota loves Arsenal.
Facts.
Do you know what I mean? And I think we'll be all right, bruv. I think we'll be all right. The way we play, the way we're set up, the midfield will always chip in now and again. Jones, Elliott, they'll chip in. They'll get their fair share of goals. By the end of the season, in all competitions, I think Jones and Elliott will probably have somewhere between 5 to 8 goals each. And I definitely think Szoboszlai will be in double figures for all comps by the time the season's over. So I think everyone in the midfield will chip in here and there. Do you know what I mean? It's just a matter of the front line rotate. Like what it is, if Núñez doesn't score, then you need it to be Jota. And if Jota and Núñez don't score, you need it to be Gakpo. Just one of them. At least we need one of them to be scoring regardless. Mane and Salah used to do it. One will be in form, the other might go a few games without one. Then when he's out of form, the other one will score. And they just used to share the burden. You're scoring today, I'll score next game, you score. Do you know what I mean? And then Bobby would chip in with a few as well. We just need to do that and share it around. So I think we'll be all right. Like I said, maybe not 15 goals each, but I still believe every one of our front players will have double figures by the end of the season.
As you were saying that, I got distracted because Lee's arrogance was oozing through the screen. So,
you know what it is? You know what it is? I'll be real. It's something with. I was speaking to you yesterday a bit, Callum, as well. Certain players at Liverpool just get away with murder. Like, look,
speak on it. Who do you think they are?
What happened to Diaz, for example? Look, I don't want to talk about off-field stuff because
of course,
I wouldn't even understand what it means to lose a parent or a parent being kidnapped. Like that is nothing to laugh about, nothing to joke about, and I shouldn't even really spend too much time in it. Thankfully, his dad's back, but I look at the excuses that he gets when he scored against Luton, that last minute goal. Oh, he's a warrior. Now he's going to kick on. He doesn't kick on, and then you blame the fact that he's lost his parents. And again, I'm being very delicate with that situation only because I can't tell a man how he's gonna, react to that sort of situation. But it's like another excuse for him. You then look at Núñez. He gets excuses because he causes chaos. You then look at Szoboszlai. He gets away with absolute murder for dropping stinkers. And I said this yesterday. He does what I've seen Kevin Nolan do for the last 10 years when he was at Bolton and West Ham. Kevin Nolan, Szoboszlai is so average. It is unbelievable.
I mean, Lee's doing
and
it.
Then you know what he reminds me of? And I said, he reminds me of Morton Campbell. He really brought Kevin Nolan reminds me of Morton Campbell. He's so average. It is unbelievable. All he does
we've arrived.
He looks good looking. He's good looking. He's got big, long, hairy legs, and he has long shots. That's it. Other than that, I've seen his range of pass. Oh, yeah, sorry. And you know what? Fair play. He's got an engine. But when we look at him, the same ritual that Havertz gets, Szoboszlai's not been getting. He gets none of that. And Havertz has been
in the league for years, though.
Havertz has been pulling stinkers for Chelsea.
But you know why? You know why I don't like it. But you know why I don't like that, because when we look at his performances, he's been good for a lot of performances, even when he wasn't playing well. But the in vogue thing, the thing that people were doing on Twitter is, oh yeah, he's not playing well. Clip up one bad thing he does in the game when he does 4 or 5 other good things, and I'm just like, hold on a second.
This narrative is mad. I was up with you boys earlier on today, and Robbie and Troops. The narrative is mad. Havertz all of a sudden is like this good player.
No.
Like,
listen,
he wasn't a good player in August. He wasn't a good player in September. He wasn't a good player in October. All of a sudden, he starts to play well in November. Now the defense league is out.
Let me just you see my team.
Cecil don't agree. I can see it.
No.
Havertz. So what are you saying, Lee? Havertz is better than Szoboszlai. Is this
no. Okay, whether I'm saying that or not, yeah, that's not really my point. My point is that there's only 2 years between them in age, So you're going on like, oh, he's been in the league for 2 years. When older? He came in, yeah, Havertz is older.
And how long has he been in the league? But he's been in the league.
Hold on, wait, Callum. When he first came into the league, everyone was like, Hungarian Steven Gerrard, he's gonna be this, he's gonna be player of the season. All of a sudden,
that was tongue in cheek.
Wait, hold on. He then falls off. He falls off a cliff. His performances fall off a cliff. Oh, he's just walked into the league. Oh, let's be delicate with him. But you wasn't saying that when he first walked into the league.
Said that. We have slewed his performances in the last few games. We didn't let him get away with it.
My point is that the way that you lot cuss out Havertz, the way that this guy...
You lot cuss out Havertz. We don't talk
No, we
about
don't.
Havertz. It was
Listen,
Arsenal Chelsea fans.
I'll be honest with you.
For you lot are the ones who used to gun him.
I'll be honest with you. Yeah, I'll be honest with
Fan
you.
cams. Cecil will know. Cecil's doing them headlines.
No,
Havertz
hold
ain't
on.
it. I don't get it. Why have we bought this guy? Like, come on, man. Let's not do this, bro. Because he's had a month of good form.
Listen, let me just say one thing. Yeah.
Let's not do this.
Cecil, you got to take his stuff with a pinch of salt. This is the same brother that did that stupid top last season and he left to go to bloody CONCACAF. He knew what he was doing. So let's be careful with this brother. He dropped.
No one's safe around Lee, Cecil. I told you.
I was spinning you, Marlon. Don't go for me, man.
Listen,
I told you it's wild, bro. You're on his side and he's taking shots at you, bro. I told you, this guy's got no chill.
Hold on a second. How does he get away with these two players get away with murder? They get away with murder. Could you imagine if Havertz dropped a performance that man was doing against Man United? Could you imagine? Oh,
all right, let's spin it then. Let's ask how Odegaard and Martinelli are getting away with these random, very average performances this season. What
is everyone called Odegaard? They call him Odegaard, the Ghost Guard. They call him Ghost Guard.
When Robbie did the combined 11, wasn't Martinelli left wing for you guys in the combined 11?
Who's the competition? Diaz, come on, please. Let's be serious.
You're telling me there's no other left wingers that have been good? Are you telling me he's been better than Doku this season?
No, combined 11 for who? Man, Liverpool.
Oh, who you talking about?
Season. I think it was a season review.
Robbie, he did that. Yeah, that's he admitted today. That was a bit. He's only scored one goal, but that's a bit mad. But but Martinelli's still been. Listen, he's still what he is. Like Liverpool man love Martinelli. Klopp he's fans him, bro.
I highly rate him.
He's very good. He's very good. He started a bit slow.
Diaz has got more goals than Martinelli, and Lee's calling out Diaz, but I don't hear you calling out Martinelli.
More goals than Szoboszlai. So what are we doing? This is my point.
Well, I mean, if you're going to give penalties away, I mean, it is what it is.
My thing is the Núñez thing, but if you want, he's going off for Diaz and Szoboszlai, but that's where I'm at. But
you're safer than I am, so I don't really speak on Núñez anymore. As I said, I've got a family here.
I saw someone comment saying this will be my last stream because I mentioned Núñez. I said, right, it goes that deep with Núñez.
I said, safety first is paramount for my household, isn't it? As an outside Liverpool fan, how do you view Núñez? How do you view Gakpo? How do you view Jota? Like, how do you see those in terms of class? Do you fear any of them like Arsenal fans feared Mane? What's your thoughts and perceptions about our strike?
Well, I think Núñez is dog-s, bro. I'm so sorry. I think the Liverpool love around him of like, he looks like
Crystal Palace baller up front. Man knows what he's talking about. Come on,
bro. Man. So after you just cussed me in it, but I rate now he's trying to come back. It's all right. First, I didn't know what I'm doing, so I got the top. Now,
I know you're you know we're family though.
No, of course, it's love, bro. It's all love. But no, for my thing is just like again, he's right. I like strikers. I study strikers. Like even with the Havertz thing, he saw me keep quiet because especially up front, I can't listen. He's in good form at the moment. He's got November Player of the Month for Arsenal, but I've watched him long enough. But yeah, listen, when it comes to Núñez, I don't see it. I see the physical attributes and all that, and I know people expect him to come good, and it takes a bit of time to bed in. But I kind of knew when he first arrived it'd take a bit of time, and doesn't seem like he's ever going to be the striker that Liverpool fans really thought they were getting, in my opinion. Cody Gakpo, again, he's good. He's definitely good. He's got ability. He's got quality. But he's stinking right now. And then Jota, I can't talk crap on Jota. I'll be real. He's the one out of all, which is mad to me because when it comes to expectations, Jota would have been at the bottom. Out of all the strikers, out of those two, you'd think Jota's probably the one that you don't think is going to be the one that's the top. Out of those three, I think Jota's, well, especially against us, he's phenomenal. He's such a natural goal scorer, and I think he's very, very technical. I think it might take time. I've been a bit biased. I'm saying it might take time for Cody Gakpo, but Núñez, I don't see it. But I just think Jota is the one out of the three. I think he's very dangerous. Not a shame he's injured for us. It's a benefit, but he won't be ready for Saturday, which is probably a blessing in disguise.
I'm hearing he might be on the bench on Saturday.
Let's hope not.
I'll be surprised. Boxing Day's more when it looks like Jota might be on the bench. I'll be surprised.
But yeah, Jota's class, bro. I just think the talent ID when it came to that was incredible from Liverpool. I just think, I don't know. I've been surprised by, not surprised how bad Núñez has been. I've been surprised how Cody Gakpo started. I thought it would adjusted quicker. Obviously, he was looked at by United and that. And I've watched him play for many seasons. I knew he was a good player, but it hasn't really clicked yet for him at Liverpool. I think it will come. Just right now he's just not. It's just not there. It's not working right now. Yeah.
Fair dude. Drift. When you look at Arsenal's team going into this game, where are the main dangers? Where are the threats that you think Liverpool really have to nullify Arsenal if we're going to get anything positive out of this game?
Good question.
Martinelli does always have a good game against Liverpool, so I would always be aware of him, even though he's not in form. He's my. I don't know if you can have a favorite player who plays.
He's
for
the player you
team.
respect the most at Arsenal.
I love Martinelli. I think Martinelli is. Yeah, I think Martinelli is wicked. When I heard that Klopp was after him, I was like, I'm all in. If Klopp gets hold of Martinelli, he'll turn him into an absolute worldie. That's my opinion. I know I always argue with Arsenal fans because they'll always go Saka over Martinelli. I think Martinelli over Saka personally.
I spoke to Fuzi this morning. He was saying he wants Saka as Salah's replacement.
I've said that for years.
Yeah, Cal does as well. I think Saka is a very, very good player. I don't think he'll ever get the numbers to replace Salah. That would be what my worry would be. And again, he could prove me wrong. He's only young. Was he 22, 23? He could easily prove me wrong. But I can't imagine Saka bagging 30 in the season. I don't think he's that type of player. If he proves me wrong, then fair do.
Just on your point about Saka. In 1920 season, that was his first season. He got 6 goals and assists. The next season, 2021 season, he got 9 goals and assists. The season after that, 18 goals and assists. The season after that, 24 goals and assists. That was last season. He's already on 19 goals and assists. So for me, and listen, I'm not sitting there saying shamelessly doing a goals and assists because you don't do that for Salah. But all I'm saying is, with your formation in the way that you don't ask Salah to defend and just get goals and create and do the other things, Saka can do that, bro. Like, and I'm not sitting here, and I spoke to Callum yesterday about it. We know that Salah's a good player, but he's only asked to ever really do one thing, and that is to score goals and assist. And if you're asking Saka to do just that, he's getting numbers, man, because Saka's he's almost like inevitable to get something or affect the game in some way at some point in the game.
I don't want to disrespect Salah. I don't want to disrespect Salah. Salah is fucking unbelievable. And I know he was at AFCB today, Drifty, and Robbie gave a speech, and it kind of, it birthed from when we was in the car journey back home, because we was talking about Salah, and I was with Turkish a few seasons back at Anfield. I watched him live. I said, this is it. The ball goes over his head on the line, on the line, and he controls it on the line and just bursts off. And like his intensity and his change of speed, honestly, he doesn't get enough. He's fucking insane. In person, the way he cuts, chops, and how quick he is, and he's shooting a bit. He's unbelievable. He doesn't get, no one talks about him enough. He's fucking insane.
I've always liked Cecil,
but I have to give that. No, I have to mention. I watched him. I just said,
careful about the crowd you hang around with, though. But I've always liked.
I ain't gonna lie, Cecil, bro. Yeah, like, I don't know, bro. I might have to put you in a headlock, bro. I don't know what you're doing.
Bro, Salah is crazy.
I don't know what you're doing here, bro. I don't care, bro. Stop the capping over this guy. Please,
no, bro. People don't talk about it. Listen. Listen. I can talk about Arsenal all day. We have amazing players. We have amazing players.
Lee's hate for Salah. It's mad that I've never understood it.
Do you not rate Salah, bro? You didn't rate Rice, bro. But look at that. I always said I think Salah's a good player. I just don't like him being compared to Henry. I just think that's just But his numbers are.
You got to remember, nobody compares him stylistically to Henry. They're just talking about the GOAT conversation of being a Premier League wide forward kind of thing. No one thinks he's as good as an actual player in terms of skill and all that kind of stuff. But if you're looking at the numbers, there's no one else really that's ever been able to talk to Henry until Mo. Mo's the one to come along and be like, from a numbers point of view,
which is fair,
as a wide player. Because Harry Kane's the only other one, but Harry Kane's always just been like a central player, isn't it? Obviously, Henry did both, so that's why Mo gets the comparison. Nobody thinks he's as good ability-wise, skill and all that stuff, but you can't deny it, bruv. You can't deny 200.
I've always said
crazy for a wide player.
I think he's one of the best finishers the Premier League's ever seen. I've said this already.
Crazy, bro.
I just don't like, and even the numbers thing. It's great, it's fantastic, but football's changed. You can't sit there and tell me Henry wouldn't have got more goals if football was like that. Pires is not meant.
You
Perez
don't
is
know, bro. If
Perez
Henry was
really-
told he's got to press
I'll
all
be
the time and he's got to do this and he's got to do that, it could have taken away from his game. You
Perez
don't
is
know.
mentioned as one of the best wingers to ever grace the Premier League, and he didn't get the numbers that Mane got, but he still sits in those conversations because in that time, that is what we were. That's what we required. Football's changed now, so we can't sit there and say that all of a sudden just because he's getting more numbers that he's not on par with him. Like that's just for me. I don't like that, but it is what it is, isn't it?
Oh, fair dues. Fair dues. Drift, I'm going to come back to you. Liverpool at home against Arsenal. If I'm not mistaken, we haven't lost there since Podolski and Cazorla scored to beat us 2-0 back in 2012, if I'm not mistaken. In the league, that is.
Yeah.
And that was on a day when Abu Dhabi had the game of his life. In my opinion, his best game in an Arsenal shirt. Up until Paqueta played us, the best individual performance I've seen from a player at Anfield from an opposition team. 11 years later, last season, up until the melee with Xhaka and Trent, I thought Arsenal were going to smoke us. That lit a fire under us. Trent became an inverted player and basically ran the game on from there. What does Liverpool have to do to make sure Arsenal don't build up a head of steam in this game and that we do get 3 points and we keep this run going?
We just have to be us. Like
what
we
is
do.
us? Because we're very different over the last 3 years. Last season, we weren't the same as we were the previous season, and we're not the same this season as we were last season. So what is us, bro?
Yeah, you can't be that open against us, surely. Unless it's whoever scores the most wins, really.
That's the type of game it could end up.
I don't know if
being.
my heart can take a game like that.
That could be the type of game that it ends up being.
That's
Because
what it probably will be.
Arsenal will attack us. They will definitely attack us. It's mad because I do believe that Arteta may relinquish possession because he's smart enough to understand Anfield as well. Remember, he's got PTSD of Anfield. If there's one person in the Arsenal team that don't like Anfield, it is the manager.
Yeah.
So will he? And he's probably added to the PTSD with us getting a comeback last season as well.
Yeah.
And then obviously getting the draw when we were on the floor and they were playing really well. He may give up possession for that reason. If he gives up possession and they catch us on the counter-attack, that could be a bit of an issue because they've got very good players on the counter-attack that if they transition well, that could become an issue. If they come and they play possession football at Anfield and we can be the ones who do the counter-press and then the counter-attack and etc., that will play into our hands. So it's going to be very interesting whether Klopp tries to put his foot on their neck from the beginning and Arteta accepts it and does the the counter attack, or whether Arteta's like, no, go for the juggler straight away, and then Klopp does and then the counter press works. It's going to be mad. The tactical battle could be crazy. Like I remember when Man City played Arsenal, the game was rubbish to watch. It was. Arsenal don't care, they won the game, fair enough. But it was the tactical battle between the two managers that made the game rubbish to watch. From a tactical point of view, if it was broken down to us as fans, we'll probably be amazed at how good it was because this was this and this stopped this and rare. Yeah. But watching it, was like, oh my God, this game is so fucking boring. I only kept watching because Liverpool are in a race with both teams. I wanted to see what the outcome was. It might be a bit like that. It could end up being like a bit tactically and it's not really that good to watch, but who can get that, who can not make a mistake or who can just grab that opportunity if you get it, whatever. I don't know. I really don't know which way this game could go. It could go one of 3 or 4 ways. But if we're on it, if we're aggressive, if we're on it, if our counter pressing is there, if our normal pressing is there, if all of that is there, plus the Anfield crowd and if, the whole atmosphere or whatever, then you know what we're like when we're at home. You know what I mean? West Ham just found out.
Can I just ask you? You said if you're on it, do you think you've got a better first 11 than us then?
11 for what you mean? Forget form and all that, just player for player.
Yeah, no, forget form.
Yeah, if it's forget form, player for player, yeah, Liverpool's got a better 11 than Arsenal.
Ooh.
For me, this game's one of.
Who would your starting 11 be based on that? Because then I think we need to come back to that, Drift. Because I personally don't know if I agree.
We'll come back. Before I just say, I think this game can potentially be won or lost in the midfield, and we have a stronger midfield, in my opinion. So that's where I'm banking on Arsenal. I know there's an Anfield tax, but I'm banking on Arsenal. If we control that midfield, I think we can win this game. But yeah, 11 for 11. And it's funny, sorry, Drifty, what you said there was exactly how I've been in the previews. I'm so intrigued to see how this game plays out, because tactically it could be incredible, or it could be just a show of just, who can outscore each other. 11 for what? So what you saying? Who's going to be our starting 11? Do you think, or if we
Yeah.
All right, standard. It'll be Raya in goal, right back, Ben White. I'm assuming he's available. Then Gabriel Saliba in the back, Zinchenko. Zinchenko left back.
Zinchenko, or will it be Tomiyasu?
Tomiyasu won't be available.
Oh, is he out?
Yeah, he won't be. It's a shame, because if he was available, he goes in. But yeah, it'll be Zinchenko, Declan Rice, Martin Odegaard in the midfield alongside. It'll be Kai Havertz. It could be Jorginho, but I very much doubt it. So it'll be the midfield three, and then the front three will be standard: Martinelli, Saka, and Jesus. That'll be the 11. There's not really even tomorrow we've got to film previews and predict 11, but I said scrap that because we know what 11 is going to be. So that'll probably be it. The one that faced Brian.
Drift. Am I right in saying it's going to be Alisson in goal? All right, left back Tsimikas, Virgil, and Ibu. Who goes right back for us, Drew? Is it Trent or Gomez?
Because we have a little bit of a midfield issue, I am hoping it is Gomez, and that he just plays Trent in midfield from the beginning, because we have a bit of a midfield issue at the moment. Normally, I would want Trent at right back, but we got a bit of an issue with midfield.
I'm not even trying to put you on the spot here, Drift, because it's the same question I've got to ask myself. If it is Gomez playing right back and Trent's in midfield, based on how we played yesterday, who drops out in the midfield? Is it Szoboszlai or Jones? Or even Endo?
I mean, that's the thing. It probably would be Jones, wouldn't it? If you're thinking about like the talent of the players, etc.
I kind of don't think.
I think that's crazy, you know. I watched Harvey and Jones yesterday, and I think I don't know how they don't start.
I'll be honest. If Trent moves into midfield on Saturday, I think it's got to be Szoboszlai who goes on the bench.
Well, here's the mad thing, bro. He brought Endo off on the hour, and maybe he was doing it with Arsenal in mind. But then he played Trent in the number 6 for half an hour. Is there a part of him that was trying to see whether it's actually possible to play Trent in this game?
Can't do that.
Here's the even crazier thing. Trent's talent is unquestionable, right? But every now and again, you say it yourself, Cal, nobody's too big to be dropped. How about we have Trent as an option off the bench and we go Joey to start and Trent doesn't start the game? No, because Szoboszlai and Jones work as a midfield really well, and Endo is the natural DM. Who's to say that Trent doesn't hold bench?
Trent's one of our best players this season.
Yes, it's a wicked weapon to have for the last half an hour of the game. Off the
why
bench.
Trent?
That's risky, boy. If we score, I mean, I know you came back last season, but boy, that's a risky tactic.
I tell you what,
I'm not saying it's a definite, but what I'm saying is, who would be angry at Joey at right back to make sure we're more secure defensively, and then have Trent as an option off the bench?
You know what? You can't send Drifty IB for. You are a risky brother, you know. I'm telling you, man. You can't send him on a boys' holiday, you know. This guy is risky.
Look,
you gotta stay everywhere. Any holiday you go, make sure your missus goes with you, boy. I'm just
putting it out crazy. I'm just putting it out there, bro. Like, if Trent is an option off the bench, he's an option off the bench.
He's our best creator, Drift.
Yeah, his numbers are crazy this season as well.
We're going for balance, right?
Yeah, I think balance still has Trent in the midfield.
No. Jones, Szoboszlai, and Endo is balance. It's everything you need. That's why that is our best midfield. We played our best games when they've been together.
That midfield absolutely stinks, Drift. I'll be honest with you, bro.
Yeah, a hater would say that.
You know what? I would say, I'll be honest with you. I would genuinely rather play like 3 more men up front and just put Declan in the midfield by himself. He will eat that midfield for days. Endo, Jones.
They're getting carried away with it. Rice is a good player, but my God. Let's not get carried away.
Listen, here, Drifty. I promise you, I've seen him up live in goals. I saw him against Wolves. I saw him in the Champions League.
Oh, he's fucking ridiculous. He's actually ridiculous.
You know what the joke of it is? We're top of the league with a guy that you don't rate in the midfield in Havertz, and a guy that hasn't played well in Odegaard. and he's doing all their jobs.
Yeah, he plays for two. He plays
guy,
as two men.
This guy is so. It's not farcical. I'm not making this up. This is not conjecture. This is facts. This guy.
I mean,
is
Havertz
so...
wasn't playing for a while as well. You got to remember that.
No, okay, cool. But whoever the replacement was, because we were rotating, we were trying Fabio Vieira.
Yeah,
there.
whoever came in still wasn't hitting the heights. He had to do
Jorginho. That's who we had to play with as well at times. And the fact that he's cost 105 million, and we're asking West Ham if we can give them more money. That is how good
they put a just given pay. They put a just given pay.
So for me, yeah, you look at Endo. I saw the performance against Crystal Palace. Stinky, giving the ball away. Can't make a 5-yard pass. It ain't gonna work against Declan Rice because he's just got that thing where he doesn't even need to make a tackle to get the ball. It's just almost like the presence. Like, I know it sounds mad and farcical, but the guy is just so good. And I'm looking at that midfield against Jones. Delaying on the ball, he's just like takes 5 seconds to process what he's gonna do. It's almost like he's a Windows 98 baby. Like, I don't know what he's doing. Like, so for me, listen, I'm not sitting here saying that that's gonna be the only thing that's gonna happen in the game and now positive for us. But
you've said a lot, bro.
Endo in that midfield with Jones,
Soboslai, Nunes, Jones. None of these men are capable of anything. You've done a lot. You've done a lot.
If it was Endo, Trent, and Soboslai, would you look at that and go, "There's more of a threat there now"?
How many times has Trent started in the midfield? Sorry, for Liverpool. I'm back because I know he's for England and stuff, but like, I just because everyone keeps saying Zinchenko.
He's
That's
never
what I was going to say.
Started in midfield, yeah. Right?
I didn't think he had. But I was thinking like people scream for Zinchenko in the midfield, but I think it kills your offensive play if you put someone in there. It's easier to mark. The idea of it inverted, it means you add to the attack, and it's difficult to stop. I think if you put someone in there, it nullifies a lot, especially with our midfield, will kill you a lot. I think if you put Trent, if you put him in his fullback position, his right back, then I understand him inverting. That causes us more headaches. I know you're worried about him defensively, but I think you're putting him in the midfield. I think that kills you a lot personally for this game. But unless he's inverted.
Do you know what it is, Cecil? I think the main thing for me, and I think I can speak for all the other Liverpool men as well, is Joey's been playing so well. So it's not really even just about whether you think Trent is good defensively. He's doing so well. Yesterday, Cal actually said, I actually think Joey's just a right back now. Forget the centre back thing. I think he's just a right back.
Yeah,
that's how well he's been playing. So it's almost like it's a liberty to not play Joey when he's playing this well. And it's a big game. So if you want to be more defensively solid, doesn't it make sense to play your better right back defensively? But again, you're right. Trent and the inverted system does work. It will give us more people in the midfield. It'll be a 4-on-4 midfield because Zinchenko will be inverted as well. We don't want to get outnumbered in there. So maybe that will be the battle. Well, who's the better inverted system, Zinchenko or
I think your system's better. It just depends.
I do think as well for them, obviously, the positive if you play Trent and Szoboszlai is obviously, listen, that's one player I can say I don't rate is for Arsenal is David Raya. I don't think he's good enough. And those long shots, that scares me. That's something which I can look at and say, look, that something which I saw Harvey Elliott score it, like shooting from like quite far out as well. He's another player. So that's probably a tactic that you guys were even using. I don't know if you maybe think about that, but the fact that that's a bit of shooting practice for you in game kind of game mode. So yeah, listen, I think if you play those two in the midfield, it does offer you a little bit more in terms of going forward. I don't know as much defensively, but I would be more scared of that midfield than anything else because I'll be honest, if you play Endo, listen, my scoreline prediction might be quite spooky.
Before we go into score predictions, Cecil leave. Just literally one sentence answers. The inverted system. Do you guys like it?
Yes, I do. As in, it's just the fact I do because it makes sense and it is when it works, it looks incredible. It's just defensively, I haven't really found someone. Maybe say Reece James, even who can do the defensive so well and also then get forward and do the offensive so well. But
I think I've seen is Alaba. The best person I've seen.
Again, another great example. I just feel like, man, it makes football. It's mad. Sorry, just quickly, it's mad that back in the day, like fullback was a position that was they said it's the easiest to make it pro in, was playing at a fullback. It was a position that no one wanted, or no one grew up wanting to be fullbacks. And now it's like they create the game, they dominate. It all starts from fullback position. So it's mad how far it's developed. I do enjoy it. Yeah, that's actually one of the things I probably do like in this new school age of football. All the rest, the VAR, the goalkeepers playing out from them, all of that. Fuck all that. But yeah, the inverted fullbacks I do enjoy.
What about yourself, Luke?
I would say yes, but I think if we had Timber in there, I think I would enjoy it a lot more. That's
actually another reason why I like it so much. Timber was
I think Tim and Zinchenko's great, but we know defensively, even in the last couple of games, he's just like losing concentration, being caught out of position, giving the ball away. So people are counter-attacking on us quite easily. But the system does work. It's just you need somebody in there that is just the IQ is just ridiculous and he can defend. And Zinchenko, he can't defend. So that's the problem.
Fair dues. Drift, that time of the show. I'll go first because otherwise I've always been asking you the questions. Score predictions. If we go over a lineup that I believe is balanced, I think we pip Arsenal 2-1.
What is that lineup?
All right. This is where I'm probably going to spin a few heads now. So I'm going Gomez right back, Konate, Virgil, and Tsimikas, Endo, Trent, and Jones from the start. I'm going to get cooked for what I'm going to say next. I'm going Elliot, Gakpo, and Nunes.
Elliot, Gakpo, and Nunes?
I know.
Are you all right?
No. No. I know I'm going to get cooked. I know I am. Salah's badly off form. And having Salah, Szoboszlai from the bench.
Your guy, mad.
I told you from behind the screens, these men are crazy, These men are crazy.
I know I'm going to get cooked.
Your guy, mad.
I'm going to stand on business, though. I'm going to stand on business.
I don't agree with the midfield, but I agree with Elliot over Salah. Elliot's earned the right to start.
Salah's
this game,
badly in form, man. He's badly in form.
Badly
out of form.
Brother, do you know what, Callum? You know what smacks at the most? You said if they go with this team, we pit them. It's fucking crazy, and that midfield was wild. And then to go and say Salah,
it's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy.
That's crazy. That team pips us.
I think you're looking at the names, and I can understand why you say that. But I think system-wise and how we'd play, I actually think we'd play better that way.
To be fair, if you go off that, you know what? You know the reason why I'm not going to go crazy, because I think people look at the name of Havertz and think that he doesn't do things he does do because he wins the ball back. He's aggressive. You look at the Newcastle performance, he was only one that was really showing any fight. So for me, I'm not going to go crazy, but I mean, look, not starting Salah, who earns 350k, is absolutely wild, but it is what it is.
Bro,
if you're out of form, you're out of form.
Cecil looks like a disappointed father. I'm not going to lie.
Bro, I can't believe it. I actually can't believe it. It's not even just Salah's definitely the shock, but like that midfield as well. You're putting Trent in there, then you're putting the youngsters. Like I think they deserve Kurt and Elliot. I think they deserve to be playing, but like in this game, and for you to say that pips us to me is mental, bro.
Because remember, we can still bring Salah and Szoboszlai off the bench when you guys are a bit more fatigued.
We had a whole week off though, so I would be surprised if they're like very fatigued. But yeah,
I just think
they're very generous with you. Like I was even looking at the fixtures, and you lot play on Thursday.
No, they didn't have Carabao. We had Carabao, bro.
No. After we have to play on Boxing Day on Tuesday. Arsenal.
Yeah, we don't have that. Yeah, we don't have that.
I'm just wondering why.
The other turnaround.
All these 30 games that we've got to play, and I'm just wondering.
It's down like clock, bro. 12:30. So no one's got an agenda against you.
You know what? It's so bad now. It's rubbing off on the players now because you got Virgil van Dijk crying because that Man United didn't come out and attack them last week. You've got
he just stated some facts. We said one team came to win.
You got the manager complaining about more fans but less noise. So I don't know, man. It sounds like Man City nowadays. You know what I'm saying?
That wasn't a complaint.
I don't know, bro. He's asking. He's doing a rallying call. I don't know. Is this the blitz or what? Like I don't know, bro.
Listen, you've got a manager who made such a wild statement. Even the club had to come out and back him because a goal was scored. That was a goal when he threw his toys out the pram.
Hold on, weren't Arteta weren't he bringing sound system to the training ground with "You'll never walk alone"? Hold on, what are we doing there?
Not involved.
Man had the big speakers, the Yardy speakers, bro.
Apparently,
The Yardy speakers.
You know what I mean?
apparently, that's what you're
Man
doing
thought
in
it
your
was
stadium now.
flipping.
Apparently, that's what you're doing in your stadium now. I don't know that.
Good God,
Man,
man. Yeah, I
man
like
thought
that. Yeah.
it was a sound clash, bro. Man was
You should
doing
adopt that. They should adopt that at Anfield. They should adopt that still.
Listen, man, yeah, they apparently so, because you get more fans, but you're quieter. I don't know, bro. I don't know. They call us the library as well, Imagine.
Yeah, because we're still
Crazy.
louder than you lot.
Nah, the Emirates is rocking. We're also unbeaten. We're also unbeaten in our stadium as well. Just so you know.
These men don't want to come N5. These men don't want to come N5. They don't
throw that in there.
want to.
Yeah.
They don't want to come N5. They don't.
Do you not think
we'll be there in a couple of weeks? So we'll see.
Yeah, you will. And we were playing you back to back. To be fair, do you not think though? Whoever scores first, I suppose it's not winning the game, but like if don't you think if you score? I think if you score first, we're in trouble. Like, do you not think that though? If you're saying put this, nah. Okay, fair. That's fine. That makes sense.
Unless we have one of those like 20 minutes where we're just like Anfield is just out and we get like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Maybe if that happened. If it's just one, we always give up chances. So it wouldn't be a we score first. We're just gonna go on and win the game easy.
I like that. That builds me. Oh, okay, good. That builds me with confidence. Okay, good. I like that.
I think the equalizer for them is the keeper, though, isn't it? Like you get past the defense, and then you've got Alisson, who just I don't even know. This guy's ridiculous. So yeah.
First compliment Lee's given, it took 55 minutes. Raw.
you got to feed the fans sometimes.
Well, Lee, now I've got you. What's your score prediction, bro?
If Endo plays, I'm gonna go 2-0. I'll be honest with you. I just think he's absolutely dog shit.
Clean sheet at Anfield. Fuck,
Listen, Cecil, look at our away record. I keep saying
I've been there. I hear it.
We always win when we like. So for me, look, I'll say 2-0. If Endo doesn't play, I'll go 1-1. I'll go 1-1 and 2-2. I'll go 2-2.
McAllister's not fit, so Endo will play. So you'll score.
Well, yeah. So I'm saying 2-0 then. Cool.
Cecil?
It's funny. I've gone through so many different score predictions. I started at 1-0, yeah, and I was like, "We're at home. That's what we do." I mean, so at away, that's what we do. We can get a goal. It's very tight, but we can be very professional. Then I was like, "Nah," because it could be what we spoke about earlier: rock and roll football, back and forth, basketball team, who can outscore each other. That's where I've kind of landed. I think this game actually has draw written all over it. But I can't have Aston Villa at the top of the Premier League at Christmas. Even though it means nothing, it'll piss me off. So I'm going to back my boys and say it's going to be 3-2. It's going to be and a bit of this is hope because I want to be entertained. I was entertained. I'll be honest. I was entertained last season. Sorry, people spoke about us where we lost the league. I don't think that's where we lost the league. I know me and Robbie argued about it, and a lot of people think we did. But I just feel like we actually got away with it. First half, we were unbelievable. I've never seen us play like that. I've never seen us play like we dominated you lot. But that second half or that kind of last quarter of the game, we could have easily conceded. Ramsdale kept us in it. We could have lost that game. So I don't think that's where we lost. I think the West Ham draw is where we lost it. But yeah, I think 3-2. I just hope it's an entertaining game, and because man's making the journey and that, so it'd be nice. But I think that's how it's going to go. I think it's going to be end to end, just chaos. Without Darwin Núñez, minus it.
He scored against us last season, no? He
did. To be fair, but yeah, Jota scored. He's got probably best record against us, but he won't be available. So you never know. Listen, it is what it is. Numbers are numbers. Yeah, man. 3-2.
It's going to be Van Dijk against the new generational talent as well. So we're going to see that.
Come on.
You guys, Drew. I'm not going to give you the satisfaction of debating that one. God, Drew, what's your score prediction?
2-2.
Same as last season.
I think it'll be a draw. I can feel a draw.
Fair dues.
How does it go, Drifty? Does it go similar to what happened last season, where we go ahead, or is it just a tight game the whole way? Like you score, we score. You score, we score. Yeah,
I don't think a team will take a 2-0 lead. I think it'll be like a team scores other one, then they scored, and I think it'll be. I can't imagine any team going 2-0 up this time round. I mean, it's possible. I just don't think it will. If any team goes 2-0 up, I think they'd win the game. Either way, I think if either team this time goes 2-0 up, they'd end up winning it. So that would be mad if it. Hopefully it'll be Liverpool if that ended up being the case, 2-0 up, and then you know what I mean. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting.
I'm going 2-1 Liverpool. We go
2-1
from there.
Liverpool.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh,
Would anyone take a draw now?
I would.
Yes and no. Yes and no, because
Can't
if you're
say
in a
yes, bro. Would you take yes and no?
if you're in a title race, you have to win your home game ideally. Because if you told me that it was going to be a draw at the Emirates as well, then I'll say, yeah, can we do this? Let's see who can bat up the other teams. But if it's I'm taking this draw, but then we could still lose the Emirate game, I'd be like, no, we've got to try and win this game. Because you have to win at home against the team you're in the title race with. You do, you get what I mean?
100.
So that
and
would
even
be different.
The seasons that Man City won it, they've lost at Anfield and still gone on to win it. And that was 99-point seasons and 95-point seasons, 96 or whatever it was point seasons. So we could lose there and conceivably, still win the league. So if we get a draw and we take them back to N5 in what is it? Isn't it January? Early January. So I would take it. I think we should have enough to beat them. So I would still want to play the game, but I would take a draw right now, 100%. Right now, if you're offering me,
I want to win.
So you wouldn't take a draw, Callum, right now, no?
No, not right now. I want to win.
Interesting. Every Arsenal fan I've spoken with said they'll take a draw. Well, most of them. I wouldn't. I don't know what it is.
If we had beaten United and Luton and been on an extra 4 points, yeah, I'm taking a draw. Now, 3 points.
Yeah, I'm not taking a draw either. We'll see how it goes.
I want blood, man.
Saturday.
And from what we've collected in this is Declan Rice has been the difference. So cotton wool time, you lot better make sure you keep him wrapped up and nice and fit, because it seems like, especially from what Lee's been saying, if Rice wasn't playing, that would be because let's say, for example, Rice had got a suspension and you lot were going into this game without him. I know it'd be very different energy coming from Lee for a damn fact.
Yeah, for sure.
Very different. So if Rice is that much of a difference maker, just wrap him in.
Listen, I would say the same. I'm sure you would say the same thing if Alisson wasn't playing or if Van Dijk wasn't playing, and you had to play Joe Gomez centre back with Kwanzaa, or you had to play Joe Gomez with Konate, who we know does have that kind of Gabriel gene where he does make a few mistakes in games. It's
different with Matip being injured now, because obviously you never want to play without Virgil. But if Matip was fit and it was Matip and Ibu, I wouldn't be as annoyed as it seems you would be if you're.
Well, yeah, I would say the same thing.
Right, you get what I'm saying?
I would say the same thing, but then I would replace him with Partey. If Partey was there to replace him, I would still feel fine. So
yeah, that's also true. That's also true. Listen, I'm going to touch wood because I got it in front of me, but pause. But I'm going to say Declan Rice. Shit, that's mad. That is crazy. That is crazy. They're going to kill me. No, do you know what it is? Yeah,
Cecil, bro.
Brother, hey, people allow me. You know what? I hate this pause culture. I fucking hate it.
It's done. 2024 is done. 2024
I hate it, bro. Man, said I'm touch with the what I was going to say is Declan Rice. We talk about wrapping up in cotton wool. Like the last game he missed was for West Ham through illness, 17-18 season. The brother has a great
that's
injury.
durability still.
Yeah, bro.
No,
and the West Ham fans
last season, Drift, when I said all of this, you weren't listening to me.
Yeah, the West Ham fans told me this as well. They said he does. And again, I'm praying to the Lords, please don't make this be a jinx. But they say he's always available, and that's why. Yeah, and I even checked his injury record. Like I said, illness. He missed one game back in 17-18 seasons, bro. And since then, perfect record. So yeah, man, we can wrap it, but.
It's it's funny you said that, because we had a conversation because of how much Cal wanted.
The comments are going mad.
That's so, bro.
I know, I've been here. I've been here.
You know,
but you know what?
Go on, Drift.
No, go.
No, I'm just gonna quickly say we filmed a Christmas bake-off for AFTV. Me and Robbie were in a team. Yeah, I swear to God, there's a moment in that's gonna finish me, but it comes out Christmas Day. If you don't, it's the most outrageous one. But I'm just gonna leave it for you lot to see. But it happened. Bro. It is what it is, bro. This pause.
Where's the missus? Is she away again? Are you, what's going on?
No, blood. No, but I'm good. My missus is there, cuz it's just fucking. Bro, I just lose my. I don't know, bro.
Heavy blue balls, heavy blue.
It's crazy.
But yeah, just on the Rice thing, just quickly. What's crazy you saying that, Cecil, is he's ran twice as much as any player his age.
What? I didn't even know
Yeah,
that.
there was and I remember when I told Cal this, and I was saying, would it really be a good idea to get Klopp a player who's already double rinsed compared to what
That's
most
Klopp's
players
wet dream,
normally
bro.
are?
That's Klopp's wet
No,
dream.
but what I'm saying is, so you could
I didn't know
actually
this.
maybe see a fall off of Rice's form by the time he's about 25, 26, considering he's already been ran into the. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
He don't miss games, and he's done twice as much running, covered twice as much ground as a player, all the other players his age. That's crazy when you actually think about it. And it
Yeah,
makes
that's
sense
wild.
considering he ain't missed any games. So I'm just saying he might start to decline earlier than like a Rooney thing, where he's played so much football as a youngster. By the time he gets into like late 20s, he's kind of done a bit too much. But
Yeah, I think all footballers can feel that though. I think there's so much football to such high intensity these days. It's not.
Yeah,
It won't just be
it's
him
true.
having short careers, but let's just pray. Let's hope we get silverware.
Yeah, I don't wish it on him or anything like that.
Yeah,
but,
of course. Yeah, man.
But no, boys, Lee, I'll start with you. Where can the people find and support you, bro?
Listen, man, I'm the same place that I'm gonna be this Saturday. AFTV, that's home, that's family. It's gonna be stressful, but yeah, listen, man, family there. I ain't doing no content for now, so yeah, listen, man, I'm gonna be there, and yeah, hopefully we win on Saturday, because if we don't, I know Matt's gonna call me, and it's gonna be I'm gonna call you, man. I need, little fact, I already blocked your blood clot number.
I like that. Energy.
I already blocked it, bro. It's not getting unblocked until Saturday.
Cecil, bro, the king of fan cams. Where can the people find and support you?
You know what? I'm gonna go with Lee's energy as well. I'd rather you lot don't find me, bruv. Unless you win the league, because I learned a lot from last season, bruv. You lot don't come find me, bruv. Allow me. Let me just enjoy until we lift silverware. But yeah, man. You listen. If you're watching, you already know. You see this face, man. So it's all good. But yeah, man, all good. Just Cecil.
Go make sure you watch all of Cecil's stuff, man. He's doing big thing. I see, obviously TikTok as well. He's doing CONCACAF. He's out there. That's my guy. That's my bro. So yeah, make sure.
I love to drift. Sorry, love to drift you as well. I have to mention this. I said this to him in person today, bro. Like on Twitter, man. Yeah, he shows man, love and respect. So I appreciate that a lot. And to be fair to him, when I said I'm going to print a T-shirt at Christmas, he said he was the first one to say, bro, I would not do that.
I begged you, bro. I begged you.
He said, don't do that. He said, for the light skin community, do not do that.
I begged him.
He was the first one. Yeah, he begged me. I said, fuck it.
People, that's what I'm saying. This is what he does. He's nasty because you did what you did because you were going CONCACAF and you just
I was living life, bro. I was in South
all of us. You dropped it in all of us, and we had to pick up the slack for your BS, bro. While you were out there in Argentina with them getting and doing all kind of madness. So yeah, all right, cool. Say no more.
And you know what? I'll do it again.
Hey, you know what? Hey, but Cecil, make sure you get me one this year, though, innit? Yeah, you get me one.
Shame.
Oh shit.
Well, people, what are we today? Thursday. We might have something for you on Friday. We'll definitely be back on Saturday for the watch along and live match reaction and player ratings. If you haven't already, make sure you go and subscribe to AFTV. Make sure you support Lee. Make sure you support Cecil. Teke says, does Lee not get tired of being wrong about our players? Lee now rates Havertz. Hope reopen the Arsenal Learning Centre. Lee don't learn. Been a while since we made a visit to the Arsenal Learning Centre, Lee. It's been a while.
Coincidentally, the Ernie Learning Centre and the Arsenal Learning Centre both closed at the same time.
It did indeed. Looking to reopen though. Toys R Us and all them places.
You know what I mean? Come back with a website like Woolworths.
Boys, it's been genuinely a pleasure. People, if you haven't already, please do subscribe to the channel. Mash that like button and switch on notifications. We'll be back very shortly. Thank you very much for watching. Till we see you next time. Stay safe, stay blessed. We're Kop-Ish. We're out, people. Take care.
Peace.
Oh, catch us on Monty's channel with Troops and a few others as well. Combine 11.
Oh, yes.
I will be there.
Big Six Bands. We'll take you straight there. Catch you in a bit, people.
Peace.